Main event time here in Fantasy Warfare. We just saw a new IWGP World Tag Team Champions crowned, and here comes one half of the WCW Tag Team Champions.
Scheduled for one fall, and is for the WCW World Television Championship. Making his way to the ring, representing the Hollywood Blondes. From Hollywood, California, weighing in at 243 pounds, Stunning Steve Austin.
Stunning Steve Austin making his way into the ring here this week for Fantasy Warfare in our main event of the week. Of course, as we noted, one half of the WCW Tag Team Champions in the Hollywood Blondes with Flying Brian Pillman. Of course, the tag team title belt is not on the line here this week, even if Stone Cold Steve Austin might want to take it from Stunning Steve. It's the TV title on the line, and here comes the Texas Rattlesnake himself.
And his opponent from Victoria, Texas, weighing in at 252 pounds, Stone Cold Steve Austin!
Stone Cold Steve Austin making his way into the ring this week here in our main event. He was in our main event last week, a losing effort against Hollywood Hulk Hogan, who was just victorious earlier tonight, becoming the first triple champion in Fantasy Warfare. Austin will look to defeat an earlier version of himself this week to become the WCW television champion as the current season of Fantasy Warfare begins winding down. Of course, a reminder to everybody, our Season 1 finale of WWE 2K22 Fantasy Warfare will be Friday night, March the 10th. 10 action-packed matches. Weekly content will continue in the off-season, and then Season 2 of Fantasy Warfare, WWE 2K23 Fantasy Warfare, will premiere on Friday, April the 7th. But those are all dates in the future. This main event is here in the now and present. Stunning Steve Austin and Stone Cold Steve Austin. It's our main event, and Stunning Steve off to a hot start, but he gets kicked right in the gut. He drops Stone Cold right down on the turnbuckle. There's a nice how do you do, and then Stone Cold answered back with a nice how do you do from himself. And here's a few more pleasantries from Steve Austin, a nice stomp to the chest. Then maybe a little bit of trying to rip your arm out of the socket, but you get saved by the ropes. You know, it's that kind of stuff. Nice forearm smash by Stone Cold. He is assaulting Stunning Steve Austin at this very moment. Good times DDT. Stunning Steve able to stop the offense for even just a moment. Counters that lockup attempt, but he doesn't counter those next two shots. He counters the third though. Hits 2 and 3, almost 4 of his own. He gets countered one more time. Now Stunning Steve having his head bounced off the canvas. Stomping a mud hole, walking it dry, does Stone Cold. Hammering away with those hammer fists from the seated position, right to the temple of Stunning Steve Austin, and then bouncing his skull off the canvas once more. Stunning Steve Austin going back to the well on that running DDT. Hey, if it works as a counter, utilize it, babies. While we were talking about the effectiveness of the DDT, he hit a second one, but he's been countered one more time by Stone Cold Steve Austin. Irish whip sends Stunning Steve into the far corner. Nice knees by Stone Cold in the corner, talking that trash. Down into the cover. Referee is there, great position, and Stunning Steve able to kick out at the count of 2. Oh, down goes Stunning Steve. He just got thrown like a sack of potatoes, but then I don't know if he consciously moved out of the way on that one. I think he was just in a little bit of pain, but he consciously clotheslined Stone Cold Steve Austin over the top rope and down to the floor. Stunning Steve smartly taking a moment to breathe here. Meeting Stone Cold upon coming back into the ring. Nice Irish whip and a chop, and he gets countered with a back elbow. Stone Cold Stunner. This could be all for Stunning Steve into the cover. Stone Cold there with 2, and Stunning Steve able to escape the Stone Cold Stunner. Kicking out about 2.5 on that one. Fantasy Warfare crowd here in Houston, Texas. Loving every second of it. Nice flying fist drop by Stone Cold Steve Austin. This time, that almost a reverse triangle choke. Instead of having the combatant facing him, he's got him facing away, but he's still squeezing the airways of Stunning Steve Austin, but Stunning Steve able to reverse his way out of it. Back up to a standing position. He's got Stone Cold hooked. And pile driver drops him down to the mat. Stunning Steve dragging Stone Cold out to the center of the ring now, going for the cover. Referee is there. And we only get 2 once again. These 2 Steve Austins are hot and heavy, going after one or another, looking to get the victory and walk out of here the WCW TV champion. Of course, in the case of Stunning Steve, that would make him a double champion here in Fantasy Warfare. He'd have 1 tag team title and 1 singles title. But that exchange was not going to be the one where Stunning Steve became a double champion as Stone Cold sent him packing. Short arm reversal by Stunning Steve into a wrist lock. He gets countered. Boots in the midsection. Another Stone Cold Stunner by Stone Cold Steve Austin. He's dragging Stunning Steve out into better position. No rope break potential on that one. Referee in position. We get 2 and we get 3. Stone Cold Steve Austin wins our main events here this week to become the brand new WCW television champion with a victory over his former self, Stunning Steve Austin. As we take a look back at some of the highlights of this contest, it has been an exciting week of Fantasy Warfare. 6 Undertakers battling it out. Sami Zayn and El Generico in a ladder match. 2 eras of Sting colliding. 2 eras of Hulk Hogan combusting. Diesel and Razor meeting the Outsiders in tag team war. And then this main event of Stunning Steve Austin and Stone Cold Steve Austin. What a night. I've never been more confused in my life calling a night of professional wrestling action, but it's been one hell of a night here this week in Fantasy Warfare, but we still have one more week of Viewers' Choice action to go. It's going to be coming your way next Friday night, February the 24th. 6 p.m. Eastern start time here at youtube.com/@BloodyBillBox. And before we close out the action this week here on Fantasy Warfare, let's show you that main event. There you see it. Next week for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, the champion Roman Reigns will defend his title against Bruno Sammartino. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Fantasy Warfare. We'll see you next week.